this training video, we will show you how to add and update service provider paperwork in USCAD. We're going to assume that the liability insurance paperwork definition has already been added to the sign language interpreting service and is available for us to use. Let's click on the service providers option under the People menu. Using the search terms box, we can quickly find the service provider we want to update the paperwork for. Now that we have found our service provider, click on the yellow folder icon and it will take us to the paperwork screen for that individual. On this screen, we can see that the paperwork definitions are split up into two groups, those that are required and those that are optional. We will find our liability insurance paperwork definition in the required group. Let's assume that we have gotten the liability insurance paperwork for this service provider via an email message, and we're going to add it to the service provider profile for them. Click on the button with the big green plus icon. We're required to put in an effective date for this paperwork. This should match the actual effective date printed on the paperwork. We can also put in an expiration date if there is one. Because we're the ones uploading the paperwork for the service provider, we can also go ahead and mark this paperwork as verified. If the service provider has uploaded the paperwork themselves, USCAD will automatically mark it as not verified and alert us to verify the paperwork. The last thing is to upload the paperwork file, and we do that by clicking on the Upload a File button. At this point, we're done with setting up the new paperwork for this service provider, and so we click on the Save Changes button. Now we're back to the main paperwork screen for this service provider, and here we can see a new paperwork group has appeared called Current Paperwork. Let's expire this paperwork and see what happens. Click on the Update button. We'll change the expiration date so that it is sometime in the past, and click on Save Changes. We are back to the main paperwork screen for this service provider, and here we can see that the liability insurance paperwork has been moved to an expired and superseded paperwork group. USCAD will start warning us again if we try to assign this service provider to sign language interpreting requests. If the service provider has sent us an updated liability insurance paperwork with the new effective date, we can update USCAD by clicking on the Add Another button. After filling out the fields, uploading the new paperwork file, and then clicking on the Save Changes button, USCAD will now have two versions of the liability insurance paperwork for this service provider. The old version is archived under the expired and superseded paperwork group, and the new and most current version is placed under the current paperwork group. We have successfully added liability paperwork to this service provider in USCAD along with all the supporting documentation.